Please tell us your name.
Ngawang Kunga.
Ngawang Kunga.
His Holiness the Dalai Lama asked us to record your experiences so we can share your memories with many generations of Tibetans, the Chinese, and the rest of the world. Your memories will help us to document the true history, culture, and beliefs of the Tibetan people. Do you give your permission for the Tibet Oral History Project to use this interview?
Dada konsa choki kalop lamdun shi, nganzo palagi misenangi nyamnyung logyu dunzu durup shuje, ani pyo mirik tang gyari, an zamling mimang la tingyu che dure saro, ani palarangi ani misenangi ani nyamnyung logyu dine, nganzo pyo ge ani logyu gyarab, ani chu, ani komshi ije sokakola, ani nguye sebo she dure che dure saro, ani nganzo tanda pala nyamba triwa trilen che jo je rwa, di nganzo ta di pyo ge gyarab ngagyu leshi lagi rwa, 인질라 먼저 Tibet Oral History Project 라지. 다 코나 버터라 먼저 Tibet 랜 제주도 있는 지초기를 해서라 Tibet 랜. Yes. Yes. It's okay.
Thank you for offering to share your story with us. During this interview, if you wish to take a break or stop at any time, please let me know. If you do not wish to answer a question or talk about something, let me know.
아니 나도냐 뭐 가면 나제 빨라란 게 미세 냠뇽 송와들라니 투지체에서라 한테나 가서 트와트레 제베캅스 아니 계시 빨라란 참샤고나 참샤로 질라니 송나 되기를 해서 아니 계시 트와 가세라 랭견도 메나 아니 가 랭제기 메라나 되기를 해서
If this interview was shown in Tibet or China, would this be a problem for you?
다 먼저 계시디 트와트레 제주도 먼저 벼다 야나나라 통와도다 뜸바이나 안 빨라란라 강에 요나
왜 돈바 맞아서 아니 관계 지금 말해.
If you didn't show my face, then there won't be any problem at all.
Okay. We will not show your face.
먼저 동바뚱이 매서 맞은 거였어.
We are honored to record your story and appreciate your participation in this project.
아니 먼저 빨라란 게 아니 둠디니 빠르게니 조리체 가고 종소 아니 빨라란 대표들 아니 단을 결도 두지체에서
나도 두지체에서.
Pala, can you please tell me how old you are?
빨라란테다 공로 가질래이나?
자주.
I'm 80 years old.
And where were you born in Tibet?
계사 파율 가발래이나?
파이 망강.
Markham.
Markham. And what province is that?
쇼가 가발래. 쇼가.
쇼카스는 또.
쇼가데 도메.
쇼단 도들.
도드. It's in Dodo province.
Dodo province. Okay. And when you were born, Pala, how many people were in your family? Mother, father, how many?
다 빨라란 춘주이 가서 이러와라 나오나. 디디고라 나오나 낭미 망을 가서 이러와서 파마다 보고.
난 뒤는 유대. 남의 저기 바바 아마 마중 공라이나 바바 아마제 아니 말로 담아 보고 지지 ngache 안도 남이 hier
빨라를 보고 gemba
막 담아 gemba hier
아니 빨라라
ngache
아니 바바 아마 미시로 알아
니 gemba도 슈마 tum버와
Before my parents' death, we were all together 4 family members, my father, my mother, me, and my brother.
And what kind of livelihood did your parents have?
아니 발라랑기 파마니여로 와라 코나버서 초답 계단데 간데로 오지래서 파유래가
발라가 통자고 이래서
아무나
발라 자갈 통로고 이래
자갈아 총자 피기로 아니
아마 날데야
My father was a businessman. He goes to India to do his business, and my mother was a housewife.
What kind of business did your father engage in?
발라랑기 파웨 총데 간데고라 총 가래 제규래.
총 군도 다 먼저 군도 총바로 보는데 희신도. 먼저 금바 라랑기 총바치. 네 그런 남이 총바 먼저 빨라치. 근데 야마치도 군도 medde 희도 총 갈려. 자가 잘라데 베라테 베그다 자나니 잘라데 자갈 파트 어떻게 지금 어떻게 segundo 망아도 미 통하러 와
Labrangi Chongrana. Lab Kumbala Yurva.
Gumalalang, Gumakulalang Tong Yorwa, that Tombalua, a para in Nangi Tombalua, a Konini to special duty channel Tonjan.
As far as what I heard, I never saw it from my real eyes, but my father and he has like 4 friends, 4 other business friends. They all collaborate together, they like invest together and go to India and export like goods from China and Tibet to India and import goods from India to Tibet. So like 3 other friends, they belong to the monastery, so they are usually involved with business which are for the monastery. And my father was the individual person who has business with his own family. So these 4 business friends, they go to travel together to India and do this business.
Mm-hmm. And did you ever help with this business or have any work to do in the family?
다들 총재로 알아. 내가 빨아랑게 아니 야마 로그램도 진용을 해서 주주가.
나 진용을 나 중시를 되게 하고 말.
I was very young and I didn't really help at all and I didn't know at all.
And you didn't know anything
Yes.
about it. And so tell us, as you grow up, Hala, what happens when you're a little boy? Anything special or in your memories?
다빠라 춘준이야 살롱치기로 알아. 드디어라다 메세 소와케당도 간데로 차이거다 가르차래 빠라랑게 냠용통네.
나 좋아했다 다냐뇨도 힘마 아니 빨아 tumbre 아니 아마나 tumbre 아니 파일라 소소 나라 빈자기 나라 데버 빈자 나라 아니 나 빈자 금발 주스마 금발 잡아치네 아니 남게 좋아도 빈자기 되게 어때
So when I was young, my father and mother, sooner or later, they both passed away. So I stayed with my relatives' home. So this relative later sent me to a monastery.
Paula, did you ever have any understanding of why your parents died so young?
다 발라랑 춘주유가 거기서 가만히 종으로 와라.
그래
다 콘존이 가르치는 종이나 뒤고라 킨송에 발라는 게 주주보다 종에 김새.
다때 나로 암주 고야라 바바 자갈 총도 세번난도와 사와나 세번난 종례선도 되네 아마라 바일 나시 담을 레벨로와 나시 담을 말레리 아니 참반난 참바 장애했으면 참바 두어드난 아니 tel라 요보 중에 딱 부감부 충충자 요보 중에 소다다메 아니 동물와
As far as my knowledge, my father he died when he was in India because of the extreme weather condition and extreme heat. My mother she was later died from this severe cold, which couldn't be treated because at that time me and my other brother were very young to take care of her, so she later passed.
So, do you have any memories of the place where you went to stay afterwards, and with these relatives? What was that like for you?
지당 치수하니 발라랑 빈야자라 데려와라.
그래
빈야자라 데두가라 아니 관대로지를 건전 단 디고라 디.
빈자 니 수모나 데려와 수모 코나 아마치 아마모치 대 나중에만 난 순대가는 모두 난 빈자 토고 때여 신지만 모여라 아 신지도 휴마 바바 아마 통서 신지 감부도 수모나나 샤 아니 마티나라 아 신지도 썼단 아니 오마 빈자니 여러 권인이 그 빈자가 칠 빈자나를 칠
So my relative, it was actually my aunts. So when my parents they died, they have like gave me all their properties, animals along with me. So when I stayed at my aunt's house, I used to look after my animals and take care of them. And my 2 younger brothers, they were staying at my another relative's home.
Did the other brothers get some of the animals as well as Paula?
then the palarang la chiso ni senje de palarang la tere la imbara palangi pamanje and palarang ke pinje chunga ni ro ala koduni la ya senje ro de tere na sa nang mi de jini
그래 주마 신지 또 감보 코란이 다보제 코란이 다보제 다 코란이스나 수모타 분자 중원이 다보제 버와 anga 준주가 다보제 아니 로초제 레디 아니 로초 주중가 주주 저디레가 anga 사사야오라
actually my two younger brothers they also stayed with my aunt, the present aunt. So when I was later sent to a monastery, my aunt and two younger brothers actually took care of all the animals later. So at the age of 17, then I went to Lhasa.
Okay. At what age first of all, how old were you when your mother died, Pala, and your father died?
The Palarangi Pamani Chongbe Palarang to do low kajus lena.
마두로 고슬렘 고 주슬레게
I was around 10 years old at that time.
When parents died.
Yeah.
And then how old when you went to the monastery?
Kumbala Tawachiva to a capsule Konglo Kajus lena to the Palara.
그래 다바체도 제 고슬레
When I was enrolled into monastery, at that time I was 8 or 9 years old.
8 or 9. So your parents enrolled you in the monastery before they died.
Jana Palarangi Pamaniero, Konabaso Matongini Palarang Tabala Tanwala.
마정에 말에 나 그걸 잡았던데 수목당 수목 아빠 그냥만 돈사라 아마 쉬고 돈을 봐 아니 아마 돈사는 아니 그걸당 수목
Did Palara Lochu Sagida?
노출 작은
It was actually my aunt who sent me to a monastery, but by that time my father was, he already died many years ago, but later my mother also passed away. So at that time my aunt sent me to a monastery. So I was around 10 years old at that time.
I see. And Pala, how did you like the monastery? How was that for you?
Kumbala Tawachive Kapsul and Sorva Kandido Chuinas, a Palara Kavuchunse Tawache.
그뭐 제든 좋아 센티먼트와 그뭐 다상 되기라
So when I was in a monastery, there is nothing to worry about. So everything is taken care by the monastery.
And did you go back home to help with the animals or stay all the time in the monastery?
아니 고번나 쉬베 가서 뒤 균도 딱봐 고번나라 되고래 삼삼 소소 나라 도지 센제도 야만
그뭐 소토디 소더 주라 소디걸 그만으로 주라 메디 아니 주디에데 나는 스모틀 마요
So when there is a prayer assembly, at that time I have to be at the monastery. So when there is no any prayer assembly, then I can go back to my aunt's home.
And what monastery did you go to, Pala? What was the name of it?
다다 팔라랑 타와치사 곰바주에로 와라. 곰바디 밍라 가레이나 곰바.
캠벌루
캠발룽. It's 캠발룽 monastery.
And where is that? What's the big nearest town?
캠발룽라 이제 총계를 가와 나올로래 그래서.
도시에 당어도 막아 그 시행지 그 lumba 볼스
It's inside Markham's, one of the county in Markham.
Markham, okay. And what kind of a student were you as a monk, Pala?
다 준주의 값을 타와 제배 값으로 하라. 팔라라 안에 타바 간데로지 이나서 다 럭주로 와도 돼. 이거
그래
간데로지 이나서.
나이고 빼서만 못하고 그래
I have to read a lot.
And why is that funny, Pala? You're laughing.
말에 타와의 배값을 럭주 간데로지 임배래 팔라라 수고로 제 럭정 야고 쟁에들이 나요.
로종도 야부 지게서 다주 로종면 동거라 하기게 아니 되게 동선 선방가다기 로종 야부 지게서
I was very hardworking when I was in monastery, since like if I couldn't like memorize all the texts that is like given by the teacher. Then the teacher will beat me. So like I have to like recite everything and I have to memorize them all. So I think at that time I was quite a very hard-working student.
And then what happens next, Pala, in your monastic life? Are there any changes or do you do anything?
Chisu ani gomana tebe ka so ta gyurba kare ro thepso ta pala loya ya ligi ro ala. Chisu kare chung.
Jeni ya jua ta sembo ko su tes pobruwa.
La.
Ani pecha ta anda bodo ta pamal yoma ta pecha ma to na lega mindu san. Sembo tena ji kusunga. Ani pecha to stabi. Ani pecha shuma pecha juya butos. Gegela to so jute. Ani juya butos de ani ngal hasalungura. Sasa guma lama juba nanjar. Lama juba.
Kiko. Nana kumbe ningrebe. Kumbe ningrebe lama.
Muje lama ju. Jute.
So since at that time, like when I was in monastery, since both of my parents are not here in this world, I have that realization that now I have to study very hard. So like later, day by day, I always study more and more harder. So at the end, I could be able to give a good test to the teacher. And later, keeping all these things in mind, I decided to go to Lhasa. And in Lhasa there is a Lama Kyupa monastery, so I enrolled into that monastery.
Could you explain some of your thinking? If your parents were no longer in this world, why was it important for you to study? Why would that be so important? As a part of your, like a part of your life goal. Do you understand?
춘주가 수요가 그 파마니 통으로 와라 빨라. 진짜 오늘 공부를 자와체로 와라. 안 두두가라 자와체 대배 그거 첨부로 이제 통이니나 간데나다 빨라라게 zorba 간데 중서다. 파마 메디갑스.
근데 다 부수다. 지나서는지 저는 냐면다 붙여서. 지나서는지 좀 왔다. 다바체는데 다 소송 메세야 볼레기에서 심박되는 거 고송아.
So at that time I don't have like anything like like to justify my being a monk. Since at that time I was very young and I was not able to think about anything, like decide about anything. But I used to think that if I be a monk, then my life would be good. So I decided to be a monk.
And so, to go to Lhasa, do you have to get permission from your teachers, or can you just go automatically? And who pays for that?
치수 라사라 도르바 발라라. 라사 마도 공라 아니 소소 공발라 얘기해요 발라. 코나버서 공바슈 전에 도르에 라사라 줘야지도.
공바슈
아니 무도다 조선
동보 테마치 군도 공바슈는 와 공부때 마서 다 빈자다 군도 공부 다 로진지 되고 아니 쉬운로는 되기랬습니다. 전에 버시는 도지 담았어. 아니 군도 당근 말서 어느 거 대체미.
당연히들라.
테마 동보들라. 테마 동보들 아니 대체미가. 대체는 너무 지글랑가 된 사자들 전도. 아니 수모 쉬고 때갈래서 수모 쉬고 때가는 아니 마틴 아니 달 손비달 딱딱 당고스 콜랑 킬에서 땅에 아들 땅에 아니 라서 땅 킬에 아니 마 나는 마요 아니 나는 그래서 담벌로부터 아니 사치 지라 담벌로도 좋아도 따라 되게 루에서 아니 들렸당 아니 소소그 미지당 들렸기야 봉구지 넣어서 봉구 봉구 등도 로봇 총바되는 도와 총바도 소 텐로 라서 텐 총바도 도와 거기서 난도 로봇이 로체네 아니 들려 이거야
라서들
다니
Yes, we have to take permission if you want to go out of your own village to Lhasa. So like at first time, they didn't give me permission to go. So I just escaped from the monastery and went straight to Lhasa. But on the way, I was caught by my aunt. So she later took me back to the monastery. And in the monastery, my teacher and my aunt also promised that I will get permission next time. So like they all decided to send me to Lhasa to be a monk. So when I actually decided to go to Lhasa, so I was sent away from my aunt's home with a donkey which carries all the food, blanket, clothes on its back, and I was sent away with some other traders who are going to Lhasa. So it took 2 months to reach Lhasa.
Oh, very interesting story, Pala. You were a determined young man.
I'm
curious, how far did you get before they caught you?
도와는 다 주지 시바스네. 아니가 신지 토는 난 수목군도 신지유라. 신지 토는라. 신지 토는도 신지 고마다 모두 돈바들 거기도 지티네요. 마을지 신나체. 아 신지 들어샤. 아니 나서 소투디 뭐고도 날 되면도 아 나를 요 담바탄 니 zelakene ane tiu mundu paye kuga tile yoro shingi tile kuga tila lu anba ane teyongwe ane teyongwe da mundu ngin umba nene maka gato sachi jonga gato tuwa leze unsa shibu shabares tuwa ngi pinja chiyo gumbala pinja ngi homa chiyo ako 나도 로봇 치고도 선수 코 통금도 잡아 먹으면도 계속 통하면도 쓰고 아니 통하면 다 제진되면 다 치우려고서 들은 거 태임be 아니 드니야도 살루 좀바 들은 몸도 좀바도 치는 거 좋은 것도 아니 가지고 고도 되네 아니 치려도 고도 따는 치도서 그도시는 가서 잡아서 지야다다. 들리니야 오늘 지나시니야래. number 당초에 당보여로 봐. 당보 출달인들 드니야 아니야 야 lok반도. lok반도 로하는도. 아니 되게 친도아. 다 되게 써져서 아니 같이 로하는 lok반도. 그래야 잘 준비. 야잖아 지금 데이트 발레 답부진도 아니 답부나는 야디 답부는 야데 아니 테마스니 시부지 아버지 쿠무 서버지만 아니 간다서 너자 땅문데 아니 야랑데 아니 도티는 바 아니 텐시메야 아니 야 테니야 사땅 여기엘레도 근데 로봇 뭐에서 일했어. 로봇 뭐에서 저발레지 아니 로봇 루통이 포진도. 포디 아부 포 가발로고 있으면. 아니 마 점돌로고 있을래. 아니 점도 같이 가려고 있으면 점도가 경원로고 있을래.
경원로고.
잡아라 경원로고 있을래. 아니 야야 다쳐 그걸 동안 연구 말에 다리 미망부 디네 도스 고마고 동도 세근도 주라 알는 게 나한테 때스도 아니 선나는 동이 망부 로번 디나도 런 디게레스 들으려고 도와 저는 보드날 파침비 보드날 모두 핀자리는 도와 보드가 뭐시요사 내 방어 마시라 아니 디날 데디에 거기 땅금도 거기 바우 되나라디 줄어드는 치자냐 치 따션 그 아니 테나지라도 아니 니마 녀고한테라도 아니 비니 랑가 수목 계작도 와. 수목 따tillen도 와. 아니 수목 계작도. 아니 알리아스는 계작도 와. 아니 보드기 아주 추셔다. 다티는 미친도 무서이는 거 미치도 살았어. 근데 그게 아니 스모틀려서 스모 나는 건데. 스모 먹은도 와.
Did you have a session? Yeah, and yet it is pure. So the question was, how far did
you go?
Yeah.
Did you go before you were caught?
Yeah. So before I was caught, I crossed like 1 day's journey. Actually, if I go by foot, it took like 1 day. So on the night, I reached to a place called Kato. There some of my younger brother was at a monastery, and I passed and decided to stay there and stayed in a cave. There were so many dogs all around, and I was so scared. So next day I followed the river, and I was just going down towards the river. And there again on the next day I stayed in the cave. So next morning when I was walking, I met a couple of nomadic people. So one of the old nomad guy asked me, like, where are you going? Then I said, I'm going to Chamdo to become a higher monk. So he said, you can stay at my house for tonight, come with me. So I went with him, and he has this bar, which is a thick tent made out of yak wool. So we stayed at our home. So and he has also a lot of dogs which are outside his tent. And on the next day, I can see from far away my aunt riding on horseback and coming towards his tent. So that time I didn't realize that the nomad guy who gave me like shelter at his tent was actually one of our relatives. So he informed my aunt, and she later came to take me back to the home.
Oh. So, Paula, how did your aunt know to go look for you there? How did he get word to her? There were no telephones.
소모이 발라랑 파엘라 여와 간지나 하고 그래서 드디어 다다 발라기 소모이로 와라 소모 뭐랑게 아니 발라랑 파가다 딱 바나올로 여와라 빈저 드로퍼티 빈저도 아니네 뭐시에 말아라 파가라 여와 발라기 소모디 간지나 하고 그래서 다들 가버다는데 내가 여 말아
여 말다 나 드는 저여서는 다 랑가게 되게 중요이지라 아니 미디는 로스는 부친 로스는 로이지라 아니 랑가 신지 속에다 신갈래가 지금 된다 몸부도 아 된다 그 말로 통해라 아 되는 로스는 레지라
근데 드로퍼디 라죠 말아
말해 다 로버 나를 차데 스모트 발레 레바yana 하고 미메나 하고 말해서네 스모 무슨 빈자이는 스모 하고 있어라 나 빈자 하고 말아 근데 나는 전에가
So like since I wasn't at her home for like 2 days, so she was worried and she was like searching for me. On the way, she asked like some nomad, did you see this kind of guy? Maybe like she asked some other people, like did you met this kind of man? So when she later came to this my relative who happens to like give shelter to me, and she asked him like did you meet this kind of guy? So later he turned me to her.
He turned you in. Wow. Paula, what the first time that you wanted to go and they would not let you go? What was the reason for that? Why would they say no?
진주가 발라랑 하살라 두빌라 두고라 கொஞ்சம் 공부해요 말아라.
네 말.
공부 말에 좀세도 가르 토를 때면서.
다 대체는 거 통고말 하산도나 거 통고말에서 군도 sendi나거라. 되게 많은 데나.
The reason for not giving permission was they were like not sure whether I would be able to take care of myself if I go to Lhasa.
Because you were going to go to Lhasa all by yourself, not with other monks?
Did you parara chipo droya chirga?
그래 같이 뭐.
Yes, I decided to go alone.
Why such a long trip all by yourself? Why would you do that?
근데 사자 타는 거를 직접 가르치는 조회성을 코스에서 받았지.
나도 산사 타링 보이나 하고만 다 사서 다 내버지를 연로서 할때서
I never thought that would be that far from our village. I thought it is quite near, so like I decided to go.
Oh, you didn't have a complete understanding of the geography.
저는 또 사자고라 빨리 야구하고 위에 말아 타는 동영상들.
그래 한번 걸.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Okay. So then a year later, they decided that you could go, Pala, and they gave you donkeys, donkeys and blankets and money. Is that correct? And then what happened?
또 치수도 공부하러 와라 빨라라. 공부 되자니 공부도라 칼라다 다야 둘로다 도 상만 잠자니 송반영 법발 하사라 당하러 와라.
그래.
한 제가 가르쳐야 나서 대중에 하살래서.
제가 안다 고만을 잘와. 고만을 배셨다 될. 아니 배셨다 두데데데데. 아니 라살라 아니 슈마 아니 잘레버 봐. 재미고 단들레버 봐. 재미고레데 아니 라살라 다 가르치나 재미디고 도보친 아니 감벌 팅 사바서 드니 좋아서 시다 가서 제대로 재미가 강고지 어떤 지구요 어떤 지구가 다 여보 연구말에서 드네 이제 너마치를 써봐 아니 사사 투물 봐 사사 투어도 가르쳐서는 아니 단도 자름 보치 아니 자날 딘디슈기 그 자날 되게 있으나 아니 재미기 딜라로 봐 아니 사사 이제 줄어서 남불 봐
지금 막주 가져로라이나
소
진짜 자오르 무시 자나가 튀기라야 돼
그래도 공로에
말에 공로 진짜 치료 받아야 되는데 막주 가져로라
ngaju ngadi ngaju ngadila ngadi ngabjeje ngabje sa shoba ba
마구라 스토리
magu sa shoba ang ngabjele
So later I started studying in the monastery in Lhasa, Lama Juba monastery, and there I was like studying quite well, but after some year then the problem started and Chinese arrival started, and there was like restriction on so many things, way of life, restriction on the way of thinking. And so it was like there was a chaotic moment in Lhasa at that time. So in year 1958, the Chinese they have like decided to invite Dalai Lama to visit China. Yeah, then he didn't come. And this one, napchunga bilo jamur chepa dedi shue chirwa.
그래.
아니 가르쳐.
아니 들으시는 제일 하다 그 매만 원원 쳤네. 땅게 미스는 어느 원원 잡을 봐. 원원 잡지 아니 하다 줄에 아니 재미기 아니 보달을 매점만 부시러. 보달을 매도시 아니 미 ям루가 미몸 세버.
Then at that time the people of Lhasa they revolt against Chinese, saying that they are not allowing Dalai Lama to go to China. So like there was then the Chinese they started firing lots of cannon to Potala Palace. Then the whole this revolution started at that time.
Well, before we go into the revolution, Pala, can you remember? You're in the monastery. You're about 18 years old when you joined. So what kind of restrictions started to happen by the Chinese on the monasteries? You said on our way of life. What did they start to do inside the monastery?
잡아야 백업스러워 공부를 또들이 가리고 치존이 개밀래로 와라 근데 개미 담당 지구라 되다 아주 가리고라에 나서서 삼로당다 이제당 가리나 보죠 담당 지구로 근데 공부를 믹스에 담당으로 간대로 키에나
gambar mise ta umbasna ta miri ta tamde chero wa tamde chere ane kundi da jana dendi shugi yesina ane tekala Chugandu Lang Bulwa. Chugandu Lang, Tigusu, Soka Tigusu, Tinamaga Tugulwa. And the Tichin, and the Kundipa, Dal to Dendishura, Chugandu.
건반으로 믹스 재밀레 담라들 믹스 치에나
The date the Chicheman, Shugu Cheberba. Shu Gamba Major Jari, Gamba Taba Mombu Simbi, and Jungle Jubilee, Mombu Chasar.
So later at the monastery, they also fired a lot of cannons and destroyed the monastery. Many of the monks were taken as prisoners. So by that time, they have the Chushi Gangdo has formed, and they have decided to put their base in Teku Loka. Yes.
Okay. Pala, because it's very important to understand history through the eyes of an individual who was there, can you tell me what did you see happening in your monastery with your own eyes? Not the historical report, but what did you see? What did the Chinese come into your room, into the monastery? Did they hurt the monks? Tell us what you saw.
다들 줌딩 아주 갈라로 수수모의 통조 줌들이 골라로 와라. 빨라랑이 되게 믹스 수수모의 통조 강화 중성세 때문에 또 당조.
네, 통조
라사라다 지다네.
네, 통조 다 하살라 단다 군디 다 자날 딘디 슈구즈 하사 경어체 바티미 통스마.
라사 개방죠.
아니 현다 다 자미긴들레 제벌 Siate amjo koya de mado. Meto nase ngam Thomas. Ta hasala pako kambol mami kang. Ani meda jabtag sacha to so kambutile cheberwa. Ani nima tabak jamda shewla, kundu jamda shen. Ani chiji chegore ni chewo so chegor sun. Shena ani me yamdo dikali kabo. Atile cher.
From my own eyes, I've seen the uprising and the revolt of the Lhasa people, but remaining was I heard from other people. So I saw there was in Lhasa we have Lhasa Square, Lhasa Parkour. There were lot of protests and uprising and revolt against the Chinese policy and Chinese occupation, and Chinese were also restricting people's movement. That I have seen through my own eyes, but most of others I just heard from.
What about inside the monastery when you were a monk? What changes happened that you had to experience before you left?
발라랑 공반항라 유백값으로 와라. did mix 수중의 가래 통소야.
가만나 데드미스 다 들려버려마도 시치 토마스. 단당에서 군도 바고나라 마미 강데 아니 바고나라 메다자사게 사자 감부싱데 아니 미야만도디 밀라 도장지 가르치나 들으시 양 나주나시 구치체 조금 해봐. 어디나지
Like I said earlier, I just saw in parkour, Lhasa Square, and there were Chinese soldiers all stationed there with guns, and they were restricting people's movement. Before we freely traveled here and there, but since then there was so much of restriction. Yeah, like that I see.
And then what did you do, Pala?
Pala랑 아니 되게 가리나이 베서 되게 Pala랑 게 아니 가르치 베서.
나 제치면 아니 다 들려체벌 다 미kambuchi 건도 마밀 조근도 아니 다 대나 건르체기는 다 빈자로 계셔지는 빈자근 땅거 말에 나 건르체는 뭐도 로봇 잡아니 이유를 먼저 설주가지 아니 라마로 투다시는 다 사설 넘버 델나 가근두가 아니 바 들치 건도는 판도는 가근두가스는 투다시디 돈나 가근두지 투사 버스와
주시간도라.
아니 뭐도 살라체려라.
Yes. So by that time, like Chushigangdu has already formed, and people were like joining the Chushigangdu movement, and many of them were joining there. So from our monastery also, many of them were joining there. So me and one of my friends also thought of joining there, but before joining, I thought about myself whether my aunt or my family member will allow me to go there to Chushigangdu. So me and my friend went to our Lama and asked for his suggestion or advice, and he also suggested us that it is better to join in Chushigangdu rather than staying in Lhasa. So we better join Chushigangdu Garden.
And did you ever go to your aunt and ask permission as well?
아니 발라랑게 소모자라 페제 아니 소모라 라인 베서 되는 Chushigangdu.
라말.
No, I didn't tell her.
How did she find out?
소모 하고래 줄라 마음에 주.
로타데 하고.
When I joined, then she came out. She found out about this.
Did she follow you?
Did you have someone Yamadoya? Jablo Tesatang says.
그래.
그만이 주디 당하지 주니도 소문 내려와 잡아 달라 자기 세게. 드디어 레송에서.
아, 됐어.
That time she didn't care.
She didn't. So Pala, how long had you been in the monastery before you had to flee because of the oppression? How many years?
다 치수다 마음이라 주시간으로 마음이라 주로와 봐라. 개미레지 주로와.
그래.
군배나로 큐돔로 망로 주고 있나서 봐라.
가와.
군배나로 자와제제.
gomana lo shi wasde.
At the monastery I stayed for like 4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years. And then that's when, and so do you remember what year it was that you left? Was it like 1959 when Lhasa was attacked?
다 군반에 봐 마음이라 테러와 봐라. 그때다 로 가져서나서 진로 치동.
되는 걸 논이 시장아.
봐라라 니 생활아 진로가 되나 되든 앞중아.
되게 진로가 좀 이제 뭐고.
앞중아 게
뭐제임을. 뭐고를 써요라.
사셔라. 앞중아 게.
뭐제는.
It was 1958, and at that time I may be around 25 years old when I left monastery and joined Chushigangdu.
So, what happened?
아니 치수 가르쳐이나. Chushigangdu 마음이라 주로와 이제는 가르쳐이나.
아니 치수 아니 지금도 마음이 사수마토래 아니 자갈로 용거. 아니 군디도 잘 지주나서와. 아니 디슈우슈우 뭔도 봐 자는 자라 딜레 오 바지분이네 메탄레
반지고네 메탄. Then later since like Chushigangdu army themselves they couldn't defend Lhasa, so they have to follow Dalai Lama and like save like give him like safe exit passage to India. So like later we also followed him and we reached Muntawang in Arunachal Pradesh in India.
Now, Pala, you've been a monk for many years. What was it like to? Did you ask permission to take off your robes? Did you have any ceremony, or did you just leave? And did more people go with you?
오늘 그냥 발라가냐면 준주 잡아러 오지로 와라. 시선이 마음이라 주로 와 주시가. 마음이 만중에니다 잡아 넣으래. 답하니 그냥 공부하러 오시르래. 아니 잡아 망로야 주시가로 주래.
잡아 못 봐요. 신디 잡아요. 주바 잡아 아무 주바 잡아요. 잡아 마치 잡아 마음이 잡아 장자. 마치. 아니 공부해서 주시하면도 다 소소 맨달라벌 맨달케고는 미세고로
자제고랑 교회로
자제교 말이야. 주로 자제교
자제교
자제고 검바들 잡아들 대셔라.
검바들 제가 표시 가는 마음이라 잡아다 총받아 들어가라.
잡아 총받 잘해.
We didn't take such kind of permission to join Chushigandru. Actually, like Chushigandru is majority is monk. The army are majority are ex-monk and like traders. They like collaboratively formed this like army movement to revolt and to keep safe. It's apart from like the Tibetan National Army. Chushigandru is like separate army form.
From the Tibetan National Army.
Yeah, Trapchi army. It's a Tibetan government army, right? And Chushigandru is separate. Like separate, private. That was formed during 1958. Main purpose is to to protect His Holiness the Dalai Lama and give him a safe escape to India. So this group was formed by traders and mostly monks.
But for you personally, was it scary or exciting? How did you feel to be becoming like a soldier after being a monk?
Palarang la gerbe chorwa jero la mena je chawaji ni ta mangme charwa de palara chorwa gane ro chong so ngene chawaji je ta ya chula mangme ro ta ma gyo ro la ta palarang gi ta gerbe to ni keje ji shiwa so na chorwa gane ro ji ke so ne de
ta de science ke me de ta pe ko gi jemi gi din la ma sa chem goshu lo ba goshu lo de semba be de semba tune ani sana to ke mando 아니 다 갈래를 쓰고 다티 산업 동안 매물을 붙였어.
So at that period of time I couldn't think about myself and there is like my mind was not working since like whole of the situation in Lhasa was totally upside down, because of the Chinese like sudden arrival and their occupation. So I couldn't really think about anything like.
And when you actually left the monastery, where did you go?
Kumbayuruwa, Dijuni Kawape beso. Kumbayta Kumbani Turuwa, Lamsa Mami la Pere Kalechirusa.
Mami na Mami Sosu Kunkuruwa, Antinan Jabber. Kunsosu, Sosu Paichiba, Ta Shokayuruwa. Mankan shogas, Baba shogas, Leton shogas, and Gaba shogas, and Sarum shogas, so Shoga Momboyva. Then I Shogan Kunzer.
So then later I went to my own group. At that time in Chushigandru there were like different groups which were like in Tibetan Shoka, so the Makam Shoka, Baba Shoka, like that. So many Shokas are there. So I also joined my own group and stayed there.
Did you know many of the men in the Malcolm Shoka?
The Palarangi Shoka Jerwa, they know the Bing Ocean, but in the Mambudu.
Mambudu?
Yes, many of them which were like known to me.
Tell me more about when you got together. What was it like?
And the Mambu Motion, but the tour about the Mamala, the Duke of Gaza Candidate, which was the
Yaki Nachibul of Chas. There's a town, some so the band of the two.
For a brief moment, I felt like a little happy after meeting them, like felt kind of like togetherness and like unity, strength.
And what did you do when? So let me get. How far did you go from the monastery? You're in Lhasa. Did you get on horses or walk? And where did you go to join them? What city or what place?
The Gumbani, the Chushigandru Mamila Perua, but Mami Zurua. Did it Mamila condition Dore, the Talash Dore, the Tarum Lido Kandere, the Maga, the Kandere, what you call it?
Mami the Hassan and Tinian the Chish or local Chishu Sature. Chishi Maka. To the Makachin Dua. Tinan the Namachi Namani Sungon, Combajan.
From Lhasa to the place called Chushi, there's an army base of Chushigandru, Chushi Marga. So it took by foot 2 days to reach there.
And were there many people on the road going to this place, or was it you and a few monks?
Hasan Nepal, Chushi Marga, Pagala, Nimani Gorua, Dedu lamgala ania mi shamba ya duwe ta mangbo le tonge pala da ngodo ropa chibore ya mi shamba mangbo duwe
Langal tu tuya mundu. Langal tu tuya mundu, langal tuya minna. Da chu tangbo chu jiru. Chu tang, kundu xin chu tang du. Guwa chu tang, xin chu tang du. An tabala tu tunge soso mundu gumbak taba ngoshi batina dendu. Kundu ngemal dobalo ba. Mundu ngel dobalo ba. An kundu turu sacha chu tunge rendu. An kundu ti tundu kundu gabu chigundu ba. Anı tut tansun, tut pandu, anı dini başımıyımba, anı maganı lesu.
So when we were traveling to Chushi Marka, we didn't met any other people, but there was a river, big river, where we had to cross on boat, which was made out of skin, leather. So this boat used to like fetch and like carry people from one bank to another. So they were like caretaker of these boats, which were like previously monks from our monastery. So these people, they came to recognize us, and they were quite good to us. Then later we reached Chushi.
How was the river very big or wide and dangerous, and were you afraid, or was it easy crossing?
그때 추지로 추당이 쪽으로 근데 추디 쳐보여 봐.
Şu tambur,
장고 전부
tambu çimbuyur,
네네.
çimbuyur.
It is a big river, yeah, it's quite big.
Big river. Were you scared?
빨라랑 시송에 되게
Hemasın.
no idea.
Can you swim?
추게 투여서 되게
Şu cetume.
I can swim.
Ah. Did you have a protective amulet?
Did you any 세송 교회에서?
Çözü görü.
Yes, I had.
Ah,
Lama
that's
주소.
why you made it.
This 세송 교회에 성장하는 데도 인기에서 받았다.
Çözü görü.
Yeah, I had that amulet.
Yeah. Pala, I'm afraid did I forget, which monastery are you coming from in Lhasa? Which one were you a member of?
Lama Juba Monastery.
Lama Jumpa?
Juba.
Juba. What is that under Drepung or?
No, it's separate.
Ah.
Drepung and Sera and Gandhi, these are the three separate
Right.
universities, top government university. And this Lama Juba small monastery.
Lama Juba.
Lama Juba.
Spell it.
G-U-Y-P-A.
G-U-Y-P-A. Okay. Ah, Lama Jupa Monastery. How many monks were in Lama Jupa Monastery?
근데 Lama Juba 공부하지도 않아. 바라는데 좀 잡아지서라. 바라다 잡아 먹으려 되나.
Taba seda boyur. Nabjar.
There were monks, around 500 monks.
Oh, 500. And why did you pick that monastery to study?
바라랑 준주 그래서 바사라 잡아 제가래로 와라. Lama Juba 공부하랑 나 잡아 가면 지니지 나서 바라라.
Dünga sosu tokunuru.
조금씩.
Sosu kum. Kumya. Lada payin yerlerde sindi sonra cejongula. Sindi sonra sosu peşetanı ta, senik peşetanı, sindi nala değerli peşetavuru, sindi peşetavuru ya. Anne ngak peşetanı Lama Juba nala cevuru. Anne ngak peşetanı tünü. Anne pinjagı, hasar pinjayırı var. Pinjatuğu Lama Juba nala susma.
So the different monasteries have like different course to study. So like I was enrolled in Lama Juba Monastery because I wanted to study Tantric, Tantrayana, so I enrolled there.
Pala, for people who don't know a whole lot about Tantric, can you just give us a few explanation of what you mean by Tantric tradition?
Then Lama Juba 공부하다가 nga 장하라 상아
무슨 말?
nga라. 하여튼 미 망제도 nga 고라시라 하고 말와라. 하고 말다 빨리 하고가 나시 nga 선하다 가르고 라이나데.
나 다도 저거절들 제가 샵대지에 러브치다 저거절들 제가 온루저도 제가 저거절 단다보다 제가 건 감봉가 건으로 와. 네, 단단하면 좀 군도 쏘든데. 쏘쏘근도 안 맞군.
나 되게 야구하고 말 간사.
다 군도 나 동안이스는 다 너도 다 생입에서 대드는데. 안 나들 단단하면 좀 주라 때문에 주도 받도 매번이 여러 와. 어때냐 나고. Good deal.
So for Tantrayana also there is like two division, like one is like Tsenyi and one is like Donga. Tsenyi is more of like a debating thing, like and Donga is more of like a textual like practice. And so like Lama Juba himself, he is good at this Tantrayana. So I went to like get his teaching from him, from his monastery.
From his monastery, I see. We have to take a break. So, Pala, when you join, so back with the Chushigandu, what happens? You see some of your friends from Markham, and what happens next? What do you do?
어쨌든 사실 주시가로 마음이 되게서 중소하라 빨라 마음이 주도가서 소소 쇼가 나오러라 소소 모션 바 파이네 미드네 또 라인 발라 다 주시가로 나오러라 치수 가래가래 차이나 빨라게 가래가래 치에나 어디 걸러지기라
치수 아니 다 마가 사자카카 문도 쇼가 누구군도와 아니 쇼가 뜨네 사자카사 재미 산니를 때 연구요와 딜랑가 까라 아니 무슨 도와이스.
So later, like since we were all like allocated into different groups, and so we were all sent to block the Chinese who were like entering Tibet. So I went there.
And where was there?
쇼가 랑가카가 가와치나.
모두 어제 라룬 어제 나고테.
라룬?
나고테체. 라룬체.
I went to Nangotsen and Ralung, these two places.
And what happened when you got there?
And 파벨 페베갑산 가르가르 중이나.
더 사체 중얼과. 사체 중다 산인 로고로와. 아니면은 저 링고므로 군도 사체 가봐인 숨디를. 체몬로라. 체몬로데 모두 체몬랑가를 나고테네 땅루리야 돌어봐. 나고테 땅루지 라루지 손여봐. 나고테네 다 라루리야 돌. 라루로테 파탈라 모두 랑가 사체 제인데 동아. 랑가 카 직지 카니 도. 모두 카라 테닌도도 콘도 카티네 용도. 제모 잠이 용도. 잠이도 모두 나도 디시시신도. 사도도 다 지티탈 le dilba laja sachiro la jazal tul tilde an trole de na chata ulo na chata ulo an kundu lo yuso ko tsemo tango du no kundu topa sayra an lo yugun lo kabo ta sebo de mabu yugundo tu yo de an me da jaso da jagudo an ngo du pas jasam jit tilenjalo Ritilianjal, Constitution to Seattle. Mother Kasha. Towering Mother Ritical del Condituriaka and Nuyaka. Praka, Tandu Songod, Lemar. Mason to the Consacha Sisar. The song of the Lemar. Then Madame Mobushiricher. Madag Chabachur Party, Kain Demon to Chabajager. Then 어느 그 라마고 투지 소소다 만나tal 때제를 아니 메자 보고면 도와 송아 따여와 메자 보고면 도 되는 거죠 뭐도 미치니 컨도세살 아니 따여
아주 배범이
따는 따샤서는 따는 메조진 따 컴프셉
So we were in different groups, like like patrolling and blocking the like entrance for the Chinese. So it happens mostly during the night time. So during daytime we didn't move. So only during night time we have to move from one place to another place. So the place, three places where I was like displaced was first was Nangotsen, and then we went to Taklung and Ralung. So on one day when we were like going in a group, we reached a valley which were all surrounded by hills, and we were like crossing from the one side of the valley, and Chinese were like chasing us from the other side of the valley. So by that time it was already very dark, and we couldn't see each other much better. So the Chinese, they shot flare guns, like colorful white, red and yellow. So the moment they shoot these flare guns, they started to fire us, like, a lot of gunshots, and we were like climbing towards the hill and trying to pass in between the hill. So they were continuously chasing us from downhill. And so majority of the portion of the hills were all occupied by Chinese by that time. So we finally reached at the top of the hill. So they shot a lot of fire, like it's like a sound of rain, like continuously. But with the grace of like our lamas and the protective amulet that we had, none of the single shot that took to me and our friends, but only 2 of our person died. But the Chinese, they killed all our horses by shooting cannonball. Yeah. But from our side, there were only 2 casualties at that time.
And they were killed.
Yes.
So what did you do? Now you have no horses, and the Chinese are very nearby. What happened now? Next.
Tene robo kamar trasandu. Ta nga robo mombo yorwa, so si shoga mi mombo yor. Kambo kanido e kanido trasandu. Ta nga robo minyi chanchi wale kuni lumba minyindu. Ane ritinga tan semo tulde. Ane shoge na malo no ya so ya na shuba pama yorwa. Shuba silan zo nyade. 안 쇼기야 갈래랑 다도 로보니야면 당하러 집을 하러 집어서 다 간에 제우는선데 아니 사태 신다는 로야고 사자 하고면 다 라룬도서 하고요 라룬은 왜 다 로보연나 뒤에 로연나 치시 하고 말해서 당하러 집어드는 야오라 아 라룬 굴라치 라디 여기 거는 막 미치 야치 되게 지금도 아니 다 돈도 사야 체크하여 말 통해 체크하여 말 저는 야 랑가야 추주 추도 놀이노 랑가 코랄 말로 추주 놀이노요 야 랑가 재미가 두잖아 하고 말해서 저는 야 유야야 아니 야팅이 랑가 두스 아니 거다친 아니 먼저 이 로봇은 레마스마스는 저 로봇이나 간을 랑가 딸 미카신도 먼저 미치 뭐야요. 누구도나 dinner kan lusla asin. Lagun dusa. 안에 저 잠바 여배스도 잠바 대시 요즘. 아니 바바기 바탕 열어. 바탕에 잠바 대시 군도. 대 잠바 제가 공할 때. 아니 대 조갈 말도 출루는 잠바제 출루 근데 대대는 수부 잡을래서 와. 아니 들이야 nga robo kan langa tage kepa ton bochi no tiana sa kongo chindwa kondu tinan jend ang robo tus
so like during that night many of all our friends who were in our group, many of them, they already fled by the night time also. So at the end only me and my friends were there. We slept there under these thick bushes. Next day when I wake up again, I was all alone. Like everybody, they escaped and ran away. So like I was very scared, and I just slowly came down the hill and followed the river. I didn't go to the normal way because I thought the Chinese might be on that way. So I was just following the river, and little further I met one guy. He was with a yak, so he was coming downward towards the river, and I asked that person, did you see some of my friends who were like army person? And the yak, the person with the yak, he told me that yeah, I met a couple of the people who were on the top of the hill. They were also looking for a person. That they asked me, like, if someone is coming from downside, just let him know that we were waiting for him on the top of the hill. So like I was hungry, very hungry. So I asked that yak man do you have any jamba? And he have some jamba, and he gave me, and which was put inside the dry skin of sheep, and I put jamba in that and put some water and made jamba dough and ate. That gave me little energy, strength. So I just climbed that hill, and there I met my friend. They were all hiding in a pit hole, like hole. They were all hiding there. So I met my friend there.
Why do you think they left in the middle of the night without telling you?
They were all 아니 빨라랑 게 로바제로 알아. 로바 참마 죄지는 봐 세나고라다.
저선
빨라랑 다 로바 직접을 하러 와. 다 간절히 죄에 나서 거저 상만 뭐래 전에 빨라랑 나 차를 튄 줘라. 쪽으로 와.
거저 좀 맨날 뭐 잡으러. 라마키니 트러블.
They like since Chinese were constantly shooting guns on them, so they couldn't like counterattack them, so everyone fled away.
I see.
Ran away.
I see. And when you found them in a hole, was that like a cave or a hole in the ground?
다들 아니 고동지 나로로 로바도 데데도 라인바 치즈 돌아. 데 자부레베 고동데데베.
말에 사차 공공. 사차 마 공공이. 근데 다 사제 들려요. 근데 마 공공이.
It's a hole on the ground. It's like a hollow. Yeah.
Okay. And then what happened, Pana?
아니 디 제수는 가르쳐이나.
아니 tel에 아니 뭐도 다 고메치 뭐도 남도 들 데벨. 디사제들. 아니 다 손이 쇼케들 다 되는 것도 되는 미당 고칭이 덤보여 봐. 덤보친도. 거기 나ችን 들라마레 아빠가 출한다 그 네파치요. 네파데지 아니 양조 미니지 콘돌라 달요 말에 치가요 말에 저라서 양조 초치 침부지요. 저도 바뀌었더니 야ችን 양조 좀 봐지 아니 지구라지 지구니 되는 봐 아니 자가사사 봐 도톤이 야보여레스 그래서 건전 따라루 라디전 도기스 한라 잔돈 틴판도는 들레 건전 둘레게 둘라 건전 티니야 도기스 건전 아니 저게 건전 티니야 라룬 도르와 먼저 다티는 마용
지금나
또 양도 처리고 양도 처리
양도는 지금나 사절리게 그래.
양도는 들레로. 먼저 양도 주는 들레 두kul레. 두kul라. 다티버 lumba mom도 정말 temba 지긴도.
That's it. So like when I met my friend on the top of the hill inside that big hole, so one night we stayed there. So the next morning, again, from in that group, there was a leader. He told suggested us since there are a few sick person also without any horses. Now we have two options. He said either you can pass this Ralung Pass and enter into Bhutan, or either you go through other route which leads to Tikung, and ultimately you will reach to Indian border. So me and some of my friends, we started going towards the Indian border. At first we reached Yabdo, then later we reached in Tiku, and ultimately at the end we reached Indian border.
Were the Chinese following you, or did the gun firing stop at that point?
그때 개미 잡로 내대요.
용거요.
메다도 쉐 참샤요 말아.
참 가와샤. tunde kondu 시구라. 싱기라. 싱기는 세샤라.
Yeah, they are still following us, and guns are still like they are shooting. But if they got us, they will definitely kill us. Either kill us or like capture us.
How were your weapons and supplies at that point? Did you have any new horses or any ammunition and guns?
방안에 주 되려봐라. 뒤에다 낙자도 좀 가져야겠다. 낙자다 맨.
라차 맨다 다 소소 그.
다도 참을 양 이번에 내려가요.
맨다 소소 바기니 담마가 Magarın dedi kalı soru medaç rayro var. Dik ediyor. Ta dik ediyor ne şida çabalın da gomboro var. Da mundu mırırın da calasıyor ne der. Hani şida captı dedi kalı da mumbu cabaro var. Da donlu var. Da nüşit adamadı kemeri var.
Dedi şöyle. Yeah, we do have one gun but very limited bullets and ammunition. Like when we first came from army base, we had a gun and like around 100 rounds of ammunition. But when the Chinese came, like remaining were all like fired up. So like at the end, I had like only 20 remaining with me.
20 rounds of ammunition?
Yeah, yes.
How many were traveling with you at this point?
Mundu ropo minda ni ta langal tayong jo tujo dele. Minda decent.
So we were around like 7 army person, but we were like again we met one in the way and another in the mid, so like it collectively at the end it became 7.
About 7. And what was the spirit of the group? Were people feeling very sad that they were losing their fight against the Chinese? What were they feeling?
Kundu ta sana da kundu jagala shiju pesala wa. Ta dena pento yumalu ta kalichena jala pola ndogure son. Tene samba seshu kumacha. Ani jabje chege me yomale. Rora chege ki chala la chana yomale. Soso gu tumba tole no shabu chala tesere la chare. Menda ndamda yore, menda yapo yore, dupo yore. Yapo yore. Anne te ndamda yore te kundu jamik mental nda doya mendo. Menda yapo ndo. Anne khadi chog mendo. Anne ngodo tile chene anne ta jagalumba ta laman jagalumba pesa ta dele pento mendo. Anne jagalumba le ngorba.
So at that time the morale of all these 7 remaining army, it was not that good. Like since the Dalai Lama, he has already fled to India and he has safely reached India, and like China is now becoming very powerful and they already like captured whole of the Tibet. So we thought like it's pointless to go back and stay there and like counter attack Chinese, since like our gun is like very low quality gun and Chinese they have like guns which are like continuously firing like unlimited gunshots. So we couldn't attack them back. So we thought it is like pointless to stay there and like be there. And at the same time we also thought, since now we don't have anything left, like we were traders and businessmen, but none of the properties are with us. So we decided to move into the Indian border and settle there.
And how long did you stay there, Pala, in the Indian border?
That's chisu jaga sansam la le ro ala. Jaga sansam la nima manglo shuina.
Jaga satala da jaga tam mesamiller. Mesam tam metan ni chi mesamiller wa. Metan chi mesamiller. Mesamilla da lo shombo to so laptan da buche lo gema to so da 차안을 내가 제 두고도 제가 자가신고 포테그 디사 데네 안네 야체 마지 다니 손지 데버 다니 손토네 안네 간돌라 뭐 사차 모달랑가 소서 꿀리조가 요래 아니 꿀리조가 간돈네 로치 Lonis Kulujubur. Lonis Kulujuta de Tenine Deleler. Tangi Kamama Yashawa. Yati Chilim. Tenin Nepalene Mistanler. Mistanler and Masita Maga 투불와 그래서 마가투는 단다 뒤에 가르스고 알리질다 게 고체비게 된티는 변부침부터 게시 마바이시 내가 쟤는 아니요 단다 그런도 진다도 깨졌지는 아리 진다요 더 깨졌지는 아니 마가투는 아니 스타나 아니 로니스페 살도 만주는 강아 침부치고 마음이 칼라면 강나라 도시에 몸이절 그것이 시벌 아니 된다치는 리아원 아니 최근도 가서 미스탈 아니 마가투네 단다게 시군 거 뒤치는 아니 맨다 답배추가 속임이 여래 전화라 미치동 지도세지래 지도세 마가투 너네 때는 라자 질라가 라자도선 벽사도를 요구를 봐 세멀랭가 도구다 세멀랭가 세멀반도 세멀초유 개든던 아니 미스달 마가투를 봐 아니 휴고 미스달 마가 로초송 바투 로초송 조사도 아니 나투초 다 감반날 나투초데 아니 나투초 아니 카톡 아니 마트는 마주 아니 카트만둘레라
네 마음이 나오러 나투초로 봐
그래
변보든 좀 나오다 된다 좀 So when we first arrived in Indian border, we passed through Tawang in Arunachal Pradesh, and we later reached to Misamari, Assam, the present-day Assam. So once we reached the Indian border, there, under the help of Indian government, the young army men and young people were sent to school. The old were given government pension or salary to feed for themselves. So by doing such thing, I stayed in Misamari for almost 2 to 3 months. Later, I went to Gangtok. There again, the Indian government has a road construction project going on. So I worked as a potter, carrying bricks and pebbles on the road construction, and I worked there for almost 2 years. Then later, I went to Nepal, and then by that time, they have already formed this Chuchikandu resistance in Mustang. So I joined there. So we have our great leader, Baba Ishe. Under his leadership, we had around people of all 3 provinces. We have around thousands soldiers. So for the first initial 2 years, it was very difficult for the soldiers because there was shortage of food, shortage of clothing, everything was shortage, and many of the soldiers they died because of the famine on first initial 2 years. So later, some foreign aid came, and under the guidance of Baba Ishe, he has managed to have a cooperation between the foreign nationals, and they later gave us more aid and more food, and they also dropped ammunition inside the territory of Tibet. So we have to go into Tibet from Mustang and cross that border, and during the night time we have to go to Tibetan territory. So we have to pick all the droppings that were dropped earlier during the daytime. So we have ammunition. So we have to bring back all those ammunition to the Mustang base. So it has been for 13 years. This whole operation has been for 13 years. But later, because of the internal conflict between our Khampas and between the leaders, this thing was stopped. And later, I came to Kathmandu.
Pala, that's quite a summary. I think Pala's getting ready to wrap up, don't you?
That's a big summary.
Yeah.
Yes. Apart from that, I don't have any much to say.
Yeah, I understand. Okay, Pala. I only have one question about this story. It's a very good summary of the issues. But when they were dropping was it ammunition, guns into for the Mustang fighters? they were dropping them into Tibet.
Tibetan.
Who was doing the dropping? Who was sending them?
팔라라게 좀더 돌도치니다 좀더 조르와라다 아니 좀이 아니고도 라팔라 아니 타이나 제가 직전에서 담아지라로 다들 팔라 당기 수행바 더 남들이 잘라 유게를 멘다다 멘데리다 저 사야리다 상바 유게로 와라 되게 사절라 고단 팔라워도 조제 레네 수킨로라 무스탄마가라 다들 유게다 멘다 유게다 저도 수이 유게로 와서 저
아리로
It's United States.
United States. And why were they sending it, dropping it into Tibet instead of into Mustang?
다 아리 임바이나 아리 인조야 변함로라라 유고에 김세 가리나서 생원에서는 무스탕라 이러와라 무스탕 거랑라 도그는 유나 되기도 하서
말에 야 미스터 사차다 유나 디메 사레 아니 벽에 사차대 소소 사차라와 되게 땅마체도
I think it is not allowed to drop that in Mustang and since the Tibet it's our own land so maybe that's why they dropped in there.
Pala, did you ever see any of the things that they dropped, and if you did, can you say what was in the delivery?
다 팔라 랑게 믹스 믹네 통조여로 와라 근데 잘라 육되죠 통중에서
레레
통이나 잘라 가리가리 도서 되는데 그래서
잘라 멘다 듀응안 중에 멘다지 듀제 중에 멘다지 아니 브리키 바바여로 브리키다
미신건 레여라
다저 브리키데 다 순주 송아두고
순주 송아
아니 메조 나루다 태조 어떤 데는 아니 방
Yeah, I've seen them and it's like there were a lot of guns and ammunitions. They had like pistol, like 5 bullet pistol, 8 bullet pistol. There were like 35 machine guns, quite a number of rocket launchers, grenades. Yeah.
And were these actually used against the Chinese?
자도 재미도 어느 휴마 다 로초송 로로 뭐 데벌와 미스탄 데벌와 데데 아니 진짜게 된 용고 말 소소 사차토다 아니 가인을 콜레가 콜 미스치가 도고레스 아니 별로 발도는 아니 재미게 모달랑가 둥얀다 보통 마가 둥얀다 보통 남을 샤사
메도 표제치로 가서
샤사 재미도 잡을바 뭔지 샤사
Since we stayed in Mustang for like almost for 13 years and the donor as well as words donor also like said to us like it's pointless to stay there in the Mustang itself so like, with those ammunition we went inside Tibetan border Tibetan land territory we attacked few number of Chinese vehicles attacked a few number of army bases yes those were all used actually
Totally all used they were all used so you attacked army bases Did the Chinese retaliate when you did that? Were they defending themselves?
시당에다 주제가 로마미 파다 메다 자가 뒤로 뭐 재미 모터로 올려봐다 마가들을 메다 제기로 와라 근데 추연 재미 갑대잖아요 추 메다 쉬기도 해서
여기도
yes they shoot
So were some of the men
여기도 보고면 무슨 매 야랑가 갑질로는 건조를 먹고 사 무슨 미기 마통 건조 통 언제 사잡고 무슨 뭐 신사 신세집 제일
Yeah, they also like fire us back, but many of the bullets it doesn't hit us. But but since the Chinese one time they ambushed us from behind, without our knowledge. So at that time, many of the army were killed and many were captured.
So we're talking in terms of years. What years is this that we're talking about?
다들 아주 주로 출동 가수스까지 계세요 발라디 국주 눈주 주자자
지동 다 ngaji ma guchi tuju tambachi tuju rechil maga tsubulu ba an tuju rechi reni re son rechi re nga redu rechi regu dunju techi dunju nasim.
I think it's around 1970s.
1970. Pala, did you happen to know any of the men in your group who were trained by the American CIA in Colorado? Were any of the men in your group trained in Colorado by the CIA?
Di nanglo la pyoba kasi la tenda ari CIA la gido wala America CIA kozi Colorado la lungba la jongdar tet wala paga la jongdar ragyo mami kasi chungyo ro baya sa tudu yes
They were. Yeah. Do you remember the names of any of the men, their Tibetan name or their code name?
and tudu chidang palarangi ming tuju chengi duwe sa susu yin ba tudu ming
Da yang kambu tungsan.
ming to ro da de ro
Mi yore ta yore de tungsan mi du.
I remember, but many of them they already passed away now.
Yes, but I know many of them did. But to honor them, can you tell us what their names were?
학국에 서라 미망세다 총사를 이나다 민도 지당 발랑 학국에 와서 되지.
미도 학고에 달라는 용고 말어.
I know their name, but it's not allowed. I'm not allowed to speak their name.
I see. Okay.
그 시자라 안늘라는 용고 말어.
Yes.
They are like departed, and I can't tell their name.
Oh, I see. Because they are departed. Yes. You served Tibet for a long time in Musang.
저는 발라랑게 다 집에 된다라 샵지시로 와예로라. 로라 슈제 로마고 샵지시로 와서. Yes.
Yes, you did.
걸레만부 통사르다.
I faced a lot of hardship.
Yeah.
근데 장사는 로라. 장사는 니치케면 주로 가르쳐는 티케면도 세모니나 들어가래. 맨다냥도냐 님이 콜로라 맨다난도 때문에 님이 콜로는 다시야 요마 공부자는도 그래. 세모니나 삼일론도 통과들려냐 리프 같은데 들려는 야게 치는 로그래 둘러 요말 치가요만 아니 차니 쇼케에다 야란데 공부자마툰 공부도서 늦으란 라포도서란 아니 저지 사고 통해 요말에 요말때 얘네 다 소소 별놈바디 거기 담에 담으러 와 어디 가지게 아니 갈리 가야게 스물쯤이 온다
I faced a lot of hardship during those times. Like it's like we have to sleep on like barren land. It's more of like desert. So like during day we have nothing with us. Like just our clothes, no blanket, nothing. So only thing is clothes and our gun. So like during daytime we have to walk with our gun. During night time again we have to sleep with our gun. So when you wake up in the morning, sometimes you face like severe. You can't get up properly. You have like a lot of knee pain. And your hands are all like frozen kind of feeling. So I faced a lot of hardship during those days. But since during that time we knew that our homeland was already under attack and it's captured by Chinese. Because of that feel revenge feeling, like I didn't feel that much hardship during actual that period of time. But now when I think it's like I felt like I faced a lot of hardship.
When you look back. Pala, what do you think of the way Tibet, and including the Chushigandrog and other groups, try to protect their country? What do you think of how they did that? Do you have any thoughts about that before we finish this interview?
Ta palarangi samsujerwala. Ta did chame count to chirwala chame ta Chushigandrog ina re pyoba mangme ta chimangme karena ta pyoba nanglo la chame ta count to chirwa sungjobse pyola yamimangyo. Ta palarangi ta did kharechana ta redo train chorja ta chidang ta tenda samla down wala.
하도 갈래 몸부 자세 다 되게 기분에 매 가려나 간다 중이나 산 Tene sona tene kwa ma do sheda ni de rende ma lo to mu do. Ta le ka kamo ku la ko le yore. Ane ta jarum bo chi umi na ke ji shi yore. Ta umi na ke le ka chi ra ro chen ne ya bo shi dan do. Ane umi na ma ran ne kundu nu ko la chen bo le. Ane pe mo ni lumbala sa ji cham de yore. Ane ka le ka ban do. Tene le ta sona shida kwa mundu ta kamo mo bo nyong sa.
Yeah, since we all had faced a lot of hardship back in those days, many of us, everybody have faced hardship. But now, like since Dalai Lama, he's like adopting a middle way approach. So I think it's better to follow him and follow his approach. And in that way, one day I hope there will be a concrete solution for the Tibet issue. But apart from that, since many of Tibetans are already in exile and also just travels in different parts of the world, so that would be very difficult for them. So it's better we follow His Holiness' approach. In that way, I hope one day it will be a very good time. Apart from that, I don't have I don't know how to say, and I don't have anything much to add on that.
Okay. You have given us a very, very important story. So, and I want to ask you just one more time, if this interview was shown in Tibet or China, would this be a problem for you? But we won't show your face. So if this interview was broadcast just with your voice, would this be a problem for you?
tanda pala zane jeja mangboji 좀 nyembo dene mangbo hago shonsa la wala kago shonsa ina ta chiba tando tangma je se ta ngazo tengi nyoni sumi baba la di pa kesi ken chiba tele de ngazo tanda tongba parda kyayo ma wala ina ke de ngazo chusha ro wala ke de kogi ro wala kesi de ke kojo de ngazo tanda ya kana ro da ya ta pyedo wala kesi midne koyo ba ina pala na kangi tege na sa
하고 말 건데. 너무 ken double 개정 말.
They will not recognize me if I didn't show my face. We have so many similar voices.
네 안 개정 말.
The face is the main issue.
This is the main issue. Okay, Paula. Well, thank you very much for sharing your story with us, Paula.
그렇지.
투지체에서 발라랑이 좀 띵한 저도 시험을
났어.